changes at the electrodes. Page 105, there are some questions about this topic. The first question is, predict what is formed at each electrode in the electrolysis of the following compounds. First one is the molten lithium oxide. In case of lithium oxide, we have oxygen and lithium. In case of lithium oxide, we have lithium positive ion and oxide negative ion. We have only one type of positive ion and one type of the negative ion. So at the cathode, lithium metal will deposit, and at the anode, oxygen gas will release. Number 2 is the copper chloride solution. Now we have a solution. It means we have positive and negative ion from water also. Here we have copper. At the cathode we have copper ions as well as hydrogen ions from water. And at the anode we have chloride ions from copper chloride and hydroxide ions from water. Now at the cathode we have copper and hydrogen. According to the reactivity series, if we see the position of copper and hydrogen, copper is less reactive than hydrogen. Copper will deposit at the cathode and hydrogen will remain in the solution. So here we will have copper metal at the cathode and hydrogen will be in the solution. At the anode we have two negative ions, chloride ion and hydroxide ions, and according to reactivity series we have this arrangement. First halide ions, then hydroxide ions, then other negatively charged ions. Now we have chloride and hydroxide ions. If we have concentrated solution of copper chloride, we have enough number of chloride ions. So chloride ion will release the electron at the anode, and it means the chlorine gas will produce at the anode and hydroxide ions remain in the solution. Now the third one is the sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate, this is also a solution. It means we have at the cathode we have sodium and hydrogen ion, sodium from sodium sulfate and hydrogen ion from water. And at the anode we have sulfate ions and hydroxide ions. Now at the cathode we have sodium and hydrogen. According to the reactivity series, again we compare the sodium and hydrogen. Sodium is more reactive than hydrogen. So hydrogen will produce at the cathode and sodium will remain in the solution. Sodium hydrogen gas, it will release at the cathode and sodium remain in the solution. In case of sulfate or hydroxide ions, we have a priority of hydroxide ions. The hydroxide ion will release the oxygen. So at the anode oxygen gas will release and at cathode hydrogen gas will release. Question number 2. How do the negatively charged ions become neutral atom in electrolysis? The first one, negatively charged ions, when they reach at the anode surface, they lose the electron and become neutral atom during the electrolysis. This process takes place at the anode, and when anions lose the electron, they get oxidized. For example, if we have chloride ions, they reach at the surface of the anode, and here they will lose this extra electron and convert into the neutral chlorine, and there is a removal of the electron, and loss of the electron is called oxidation. So at the anode there is oxidation process, and negatively charged chloride ion lose the electron and they will convert into the neutral atom. The other part of this same question, identify the process that is take place in this above part. This process is called oxidation because the negative ions, they lose the electron. When they lose the electron, it means there is oxidation process. Second part of question number 2. identify the process that take place at the anode. At the anode there is oxidation process, because negative ions when reach at the anode they lose the electron. For example, if we take the example of any negative ion, suppose bromide ions, when they reach at the surface of the anode, here they will lose the electron. This extra electron they will lose and convert into the neutral atom, and this process is called oxidation. So oxidation process take place at the anode. Now the question number 2, part B. How do the positively charged ions become neutral atom? Positively charged ions, when they reach at the surface of the cathode, they gain the electron. And when they gain the electron, they convert from positive ions to the neutral atom. And this process takes place at the cathode surface and at the cathode. Next part of this question. Identify the process that take place at the surface of the cathode. This process is called reduction, because reduction is the gain of the electrons. When positive ions reach at the cathode, they gain the electron, and when they gain the electron, they convert into the neutral atom. So addition of the electron or gain of the electron is called a reduction process. For example, if I have magnesium plus 2 charge, they will gain magnesium ion gain 2 electrons and convert into neutral magnesium metal. So addition of the electron is called reduction, and at the cathode there is reduction process. Page 105, question number 3. Copy and balance the following half equation. First of all, we see that equation number 1, chloride ions, and they at the anode they lose the electron and convert into the neutral atom. And we see here in the product there is Cl2 and 2 atoms of the chlorine, and the reactant side one chlorine atom. So I will write here 2, and each chloride ion release 1 electron. Here we have 2 chloride ions, so there will be 2 electrons. Number 2, bromide ions, they convert into bromine, and here we have 2 atoms. Here we have to write 2. So each bromide ion lose 1 electron, 2 bromide ion they will lose 2 electrons. And we also we can see this, that the charge on the both sides should be same. Here -1 2 times, -2 charge here on this side, and on this side each electron has -1 charge and 2 electron has -2 charge. So on the both sides balance. Magnesium plus 2, and it convert into magnesium metal. Here it has 2 positive charge, so it will gain 2 electron. And if we see the charge on both sides, here +2 charge plus -2 charge, it means total charge is 0 in this side, and on this side neutral metal it has 0 charge. So this is balance. Now aluminium plus 3, it has +3 charge, so it will gain 3 electron and convert into the neutral metal. Here 0 charge, and here +3 charge and -3 charge, 0. Now potassium plus 1 charge, it means it will gain 1 electron and convert into the neutral atom. Here +1 and -1, they will cancel each other. It means here is 0 and here is also 0. And now the hydrogen plus 1, it will gain 1 electron and convert into the neutral hydrogen gas. But hydrogen gas is present in molecule. So there are 2 hydrogen atoms. Here is 1, so we will multiply it with 2, and 2 hydrogen will gain 2 electron. Now here 2 plus and -2, +2 or -2 they will cancel, and here is 0 charge. In this case, oxide ions, they convert into oxygen. Here we have 2 oxygen and here 1 oxygen. So multiply with 2, and each oxygen releases 2 electron. And there are 2 oxygen, it will release 4 electron. Now we can see the charges. -2 charge 2 times. -2 into 2 is equal to -4 charge here on this side and -4 charge on this side. Now hydroxide ions. In this case we can balance first oxygen. 2 oxygen and 1 here, 3. First we will make it double here. 4 oxygen, 4 OH, and each hydroxide group release 1 electron, and there are -4 charge, and here we will multiply with 4. 4 hydroxide ions. Each hydroxide ion has -1 charge. It means -4 charge on this side. And if we see the hydroxide ion, each hydroxide ion release 1 electron. 4 hydroxide will release 4 electrons. So here is also -4 charge. Extraction of aluminium, page 106. This is about the extraction of aluminium from its ore. Aluminium is very light metal. It has low density, and due to this property, it is used in many places. For example, in pans, overhead power cables, aeroplanes, cooking foils, drink cans, window and door frames, and bicycle frames, car bodies. Aluminium metal is used everywhere, and it's quite reactive. According to if we see the reactivity series, it is less reactive than sodium, potassium, lithium, calcium, and magnesium, but it is more reactive than zinc, iron, copper, silver, and gold. We compare aluminium with the carbon. Carbon is less reactive than aluminium. It means carbon cannot be used for the extraction of aluminium. That's why we have to use the electrolysis method for the purification of the aluminium. Ore of the aluminium, it is called bauxite. In bauxite, there is aluminium oxide, as well as there are oxide of silicon and iron. First of all, we have to separate the aluminium oxide from the oxide of the iron and silica. And for this process, first of all, there is a process of mining, crushing, and grinding, and then there is a purification. That means separation of the aluminium oxide from the oxide of silicon and iron. And then when we get the aluminium oxide, and then this aluminium oxide is electrolyzed, and after the electrolysis we get the pure aluminium. And this process not so simple. For this, first of all, bauxite that contain the oxide of the aluminium, iron, and silicon, we have to separate the oxide of the iron and silicon from the oxide of the aluminium. And the first process is mining, crushing, and grinding. After that, this powder form bauxite ore is transferred to the pressure vessel, where the temperature is 170 to 180, and it is treated with the sodium hydroxide. In this vessel, all the oxides of the iron and silicon and other metals, they are separated, and aluminium is converted into the complex compound, that is hydroxide compound of the aluminium. And this compound is treated with aluminium hydroxide and water. Aluminium hydroxide is used as a crystallization seed. So this complex compound is converted into the aluminium oxide, and aluminium oxide then electrolyzed, and we will get the pure metal. Electrolysis of aluminium oxide. Electrolysis of aluminium oxide is a little bit difficult because it needs a lot of energy. Because aluminium oxide is in the solid form, and first of all, for electrolysis we need it in the molten form, and aluminium oxide has a very high melting point, that is above 2000. Approximately it is 2050 degrees C, and to reach at this temperature, it needs a lot of energy, electricity. First of all, aluminium oxide is mixed with the sodium aluminium fluoride, that is cryolite. It is another compound of the aluminium, and this compound is used as a solvent. And when we use this cryolite as the solvent, it makes the mixture with the aluminium oxide, and then it can melt at the temperature 850. Aluminium oxide will be melted at the low temperature, so we can save the energy by using the cryolite as a solvent. For the electrolysis of aluminium oxide, we need electrolytic cell. For the construction of electrolytic cell, we have one container, and lining of this container is made up of the carbon, and this carbon, it is used as cathode. And here we have graphite rods. These are used as anode. And this is the power supply. Cathode and anode are connected with the power supply. Carbon anode is connected with the positive terminal of the power supply, and carbon cathode is connected with the negative terminal of the power supply. Now we have a molten solution of aluminium oxide and cryolite in this tank. When electric current is passed through this solution, mixture of the aluminium oxide and cryolite, all the positive and negative ions, they move towards the respective electrodes. Overall reaction in the electrolytic cell is like this. Al2O3, it converts into the aluminium plus oxygen. Here I will balance it like this. Aluminium oxide, that is its physical state is liquid because we take it in the liquid form. Here we will get the aluminium in the liquid form, and oxygen will produce in the gaseous form at the anode. Now aluminium oxide, first of all, it will convert into the positive and negative ions, positive aluminium ions and oxide ions and negative ions. All the positive ions moves towards the cathode, and here at the cathode, aluminium ion that has +3 charge, aluminium ion, it will have a +3 charge. It will gain 3 electron and convert into aluminium neutral metal. Aluminium in liquid form, and here also we get the aluminium in liquid form. If we see this cell, aluminium ions, here we have cathode, this one is cathode. Aluminium ions that has +3 charge, here we have aluminium ions, all the aluminium ions that have +3 charge, and they will move towards the cathode. This is cathode, this one is cathode. So aluminium ion move towards the cathode. At the cathode they will gain 3 electron. At the cathode, all these aluminium, when they reach at the cathode, they will gain the electron, 3 electron, and convert into the pure aluminium. And pure aluminium metal that is in the molten form, it will be collected at the bottom of the cell here, and then it will be removed from this outline. Now the next is the reaction at the anode. Now the oxide ions, they move towards the anode. These are anode. Oxide, they move toward the anode. At the anode, they will lose the electron, and reaction at the anode will be like this. Oxygen, that is one oxygen atom has -2 charge, it will lose the electron, 2 electron, and convert into the neutral oxygen. And oxygen, that is present in the molecular form, so we can write like this again. Another oxygen lose the electron and convert into the neutral oxygen, and these two neutral oxygen, they will combine with each other and convert into oxygen gas, and oxygen gas will release at the anode. Here it will release at the anode. There is another process that oxygen release at the surface of the anode, and this oxygen is very reactive because this reaction is going on at very high temperature. So at this high temperature, the oxygen released at the anode, it will react with the graphite, and because this anode is made up of the graphite, that is the allotropic form of carbon. When the oxygen react with the graphite, it will convert into the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. So at the anode, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide will release. At the anode, the other reaction is this carbon. We have anode that is made up of graphite, it means it is in the solid form. When this carbon react with the oxygen, this oxygen that is released at the anode, it is in the gaseous form, and at the high temperature this carbon will react with the oxygen and convert into the carbon dioxide, that is in the gaseous form. At the same time, if there is less supply of the oxygen, it will convert into the carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, this is also gas. So during this whole process, when aluminium oxide is converted into the pure aluminium, and oxygen is produced at the anode, and oxygen is converted into the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide when it react with the electrode. It means the carbon and anode electrode, it will be consumed during this electrolysis process. So carbon anode gradually burn away and need to be replaced regularly. During this industrial electrolysis process of the extraction of aluminium, this electrode, it need to be changed time by time, so that the process will continue.